Hey Trekkies, it's summer, and you know what that means. It's time for Creation Entertainment's Trek to Las Vegas 2025. This year, the convention has been expanded to a 5-day schedule, August 6th through the 10th at the Rio Las Vegas Hotel. Meet all your favorite Star Trek pros in one place, and hey, maybe you swing by Vic's Lounge and you see our panel. It's a great way to meet people in person and have some fun with your fellow Trekkies. If you can't make it to Star Trek Las Vegas, of course, there's also other events around the country this year. Trek to Orlando, August 23rd through 24th. There's the Trek to New Jersey, September 6th and 7th. And finally, the Trek to Chicago, November 22nd and 23rd. We're looking forward to meeting as many of you as we can this year. So make sure that you get ready to trek to Las Vegas.
Is this thing on? Hello, hello. Welcome to Open Pike Night, the Strange New Worlds podcast where your personal logs are the prime directive. I'm your host, John T. Bolds, here tonight with my co-host and amazing guest on the Open Pike Night stage. Joining me, first up, the man who ranks using only his heart, Jesse Bailey.
It's been a while since I could podcast with you guys.
And the man who ranks using only his head, host of Green Shirt and Newbies Trek Through the Next Generation, Cameron.
Hey, I've got a very good head on my shoulders, and another one lying on my desk whispering all the answers to me.
And our guest tonight is possibly the most qualified person ever to rank anything having to do with Star Trek, because he runs Trek Ranks. Please welcome Jim Moorhouse.
Hey guys, great to finally be here on the OPN Open Pike Night to rank some Trek. We love talking about all the things we love about Star Trek.
You can tell he's a real fan because he says OPN.
OPN, yep.
Yeah.
It's great to have you here, man. Thanks for coming.
Can't wait to talk a little SNW, Strange New Worlds. We got all the acronyms. Let's do this.
I love SNW because it's actually longer than Strange New Worlds.
Yeah,
I know.
it takes longer to say, yeah.
I love you, Jesse. I love you, man. www.
We had some great callers tonight, but man, they seem to be like put on the spot when they had to pick out of all 20 episodes. So I'm excited to hear what they had to say with their choices. We asked them to send in top 3, and we asked some folks on Twitter too. So we'll hear from them throughout our ranking system. But speaking of ranking system, Cam, you want to take it from here?
For sure, yeah. So we decided to do a collaborative draft, which is a bit of a misnomer because it's going to be a little collaborative, a little maybe confrontational, competitive as we try to ensure our favorites move higher up the list. You'll see as it plays out. But I was inspired by the Movie Drafts podcast, which I've listened to a lot. Check them out. And they were in turn inspired by Screen Drafts. So we've kind of they stole their rules from Screen Drafts, and I kind of stole them from them, and we've each modified. So this will be the Open Pike Night version of the collaborative draft. So we'll each be picking an episode for each rank in the list from 20 to 1. But there will be some rules to mix things up in there. We'll have 4 positions. So position D will pick slots 20, 17, 13, 9, and 5, and they get 2 vetoes. And a veto, of course, if someone picks an episode you think belongs higher up the list, you can veto it and ensure that it moves up higher. Now, position C will pick slots 19, 16, 12, 8, and 4. They get 1 veto and 1 veto override, the only veto override in the game. That allows you to, Jesse, what do you think it allows you to do?
I would imagine that allows you to override a veto.
That's absolutely correct, Jesse. Points for you. However, you cannot override your own pick. So you can override the veto on someone else's pick, but if you chose Elysian Kingdom at number 20 and someone vetoed that, you would not be able to veto override that.
Oh,
You'd have to,
okay.
Only someone else's, yes.
So you can't. It's basically just you can't change your mind once you've made it up.
Correct. Wait, what?
Gotcha. Because you can't veto override your own.
Right. Well, you can't save your own.
Yeah, you can't save your own.
I mean, yes, you also can't veto override your own veto, I guess. That's also true.
Okay.
Position B will choose 18, 15, 11, 7, and 3, our first in the top 3. They get 1 veto because they get a top 3 pick. And then position A is kind of the crazy one. They don't actually get a pick in the first round. They don't get a pick until slot 14. Then they get 10, 6, and they get both 2 and 1 only because once you pick 2, there's only one episode left. So essentially they're choosing what order the last 2 go in unless there's a veto.
Clear as Jabalian fudge.
Now, how we determine who gets what position, we've got a magic wheel that is going to select a name randomly, and they'll get to choose their position.
All right, here we go. First spin.
Come on, Jesse.
Inch away from my name. Jesse was chosen.
Oh my gosh. This is actually more pressure than I thought it would be because I was like, well, obviously you'd want to pick the first slot. Oh, wow.
Yeah. What do you think?
Wow, that is difficult. I think, you know what? Because I know that I have a complete inability to be objective about any of this, I am going to pick position B. I still get high picks. I still get my veto. And, you know, that way, if I'm not happy with some of the picks, I can complain about them and not be blaming myself.
Well, that's well reasoned. Yeah.
All right. Here's our next spin. Good sound effects on this. Ooh.
Jim.
Oh, God.
All right, Jim.
I am going to take position C then. Yeah, let's do it. Position C.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you get the override.
Yeah.
All right. D and A are left. Interesting. I think those are the 2 I would have gone after, so I'm okay with this.
All right. Here's our next pick.
I really like the artificial slowdown of the wheel at the end. Like,
yeah.
There's no pegs to facilitate that. Like, what is it doing?
Oh, here we go. All right.
Oh, man.
I think my position coming into this ranking is that I've got some underdogs I want to see move higher up the list. So I am going to choose position D. I want those vetoes. I just want to make sure things get in the top 5. After that, I'm going to be okay. So I will take D. Which leaves?
So I get position, John gets position A. All right.
Yeah, look at that. All right.
Jim, how does your ranking system usually work? When you guys are talking something, what's it like if you're listening to Trek Ranks?
So on Trek Ranks, we just pick a topic, and our whole goal is to we pick only positive topics, and we just have a conversation about all the things we love about Star Trek. So there's never any negative, never any bottomless. It's just like some topic, and everyone picks 5 things that they love about that topic that they want to highlight and talk about.
Okay.
So we just celebrate Star Trek for an hour or 90 minutes every week. So, and we introduce each topic with our 5 words and a hashtag, which I will be doing tonight with every one of my picks, previewing our pick with 5 words and a hashtag to tease our pick.
That's fantastic.
As I'm gonna guess if hopefully some of our callers tonight will have some 5 words and a hashtag. We'll see.
Oh, very cool. Also, I just realized what Cameron actually did was pick the slot that lets him pick first.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's it. Yeah, I got to pick the lowest one. It was just, honestly, that I didn't really love. I don't want to have to throw out the first bit of negativity, but I've got my pick. I know what I'm picking. So
no, there's no negative. Dude,
yeah.
just
We're picking the top 20
we love
episodes,
number 20.
Cam. Yeah.
We love number 20. There's nothing negative tonight.
That is, I did want to say that. Like, yeah, I mean, every episode of Strange New Worlds is immensely watchable.
Of course.
So the way that I picked it was, I thought, okay, I've got an hour and change to kill. I know I want to watch Strange New Worlds. Mm-hmm. Which episode am I putting on? Mm-hmm. And I kind of went through that order because the answer, of course, is any episode of Strange New Worlds. I would watch any episode. Mm-hmm. But if I were time constrained and I could only watch one for whatever reason, which has never happened to me, this is the order that I would watch them.
Well, it's funny you say that, Jesse. So for me, and I've been doing Trek Ranks now for 7 or 8 years, I've done 187 episodes. So I'm on every episode, right? So I'm picking every week. Mm-hmm. And so my prime directive, each week we asked everybody their prime directive on how they came up with their list. And my driver is always the main thing is always if I had to choose one, right? So if you're
Mm.
faced,
Mhm.
if I'm faced with, if I have to choose one for the rest of my life, what am I picking?
Hmm.
That's always kind of my underlying driver for everything I do in my picks and my ranks.
I mean, that was my prime directive, but my subprime directive, there wasn't an element of like, when I say the title, when I think of that episode, like, how big a smile do I get? And that did play into it a little bit, especially kind of like separating maybe the top 5 like into an order.
I mean, that's a great prime directive.
Yeah. And Cam, I'm just hoping you don't have a subprime directive crisis at some point during this episode.
I get the joke, Jesse. It's a subprime housing crisis. If you lived through 2008, you'll get that joke. That's funny. I started to approach it like, okay, if it's 10 years from now and somebody says, of the first 2 seasons of Strange New Worlds, what should I like? If you had to pick the top one for me to watch and they've never watched one, that's how I approach it. It was like, what do I think is timeless? What do I think is going to hold up and be one of those that people will talk about for the next 30 years, like we do with TNG?
That's
interesting.
Good too. That's a great way to do it too.
And then did you guys did you rank every episode? Do you have a personal 1 through 20 rank? Because honestly, I kind of did. I tried to break it into 5s, just groups of 5, and I couldn't do a top 5. I had to do a top 6.
Okay, wow.
But then after that, it's just like second tier, third tier.
I have more
tier.
tiers. I have more tiers than specific, but I do have
come through with the full ranks.
Well, that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do.
Okay.
And
you know me. I don't like to say this, but in Cameron's defense, I did assign a rank to every single episode individually, but I have like squishy tiers associated with those because, it's like, as long as people pick this episode kind of close to where I got it, I'm probably okay with it.
Right.
The other key element of Trek ranks is we always add to at the end of everything today.
Right.
You're right. 100%.
Tomorrow you can pick something else for your ranks.
Yep.
And that gives you just endless content for episodes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Or re-ranking.
Which is something we wish we had here at Open Pike Night.
You got 20 episodes.
Come on, season 3.
We have 20 episodes of the TV show, and we are on episode 60-something of the podcast now.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm very excited for this episode. I think, John, Jesse, and I think we're all pretty close in our estimations of episodes, but we all have like 1 or 2 episode hot takes, I think, that are going to make things interesting. And then meanwhile, Jim, of course, is a wild card. I haven't looked at your Strange New Worlds ranking, so I have no idea where you fall on some. So I'm very excited to see how things play out.
Should we open with a call first just to get things going? Okay, I'm going to pick a caller who I think probably fits in. Their picks all fit in with like, oh yeah, of course these are going to be in the top 3. If most people were polled. Here is our friend Michelle.
Hey, Open Pike Night. I heard you were asking fans to give our top 3 episodes for Strange New Worlds, and I gotta say, even though it's only been 2 seasons, the struggle is real.
Yes.
But for what it's worth, here's my list, and I'm sure it's going to be pretty basic with some crossovers with other fans, but here we go. Number 1, the Lower Decks crossover, directed by Jonathan Frakes. It has heart, it has humor, it has time travel, all things that go into making a great Trek episode. And it's kind of a comfort episode too, I think. So yeah, love that one. Number 2, Subspace Rhapsody. I adore this soundtrack. It was Star Trek's first musical, so creative, everyone did a great job. And some of y'all Open Pikers heard me karaoke to one of those songs during Trek Long Island weekend. So that one has a special place for me. Number 3, Ad Astra per Aspera. It has these Measure of a Man vibes that I love. It has Una, which we need more. Hashtag Mortegas. We also need more Una. And this is going to lead into my Crusher connection, which is Yetide Badaki, who was excellent in this episode. I hope we see her back soon. I had a great conversation briefly with her at Trek Long Island. She is a huge TNG fan. We talked a little bit about Beverly Crusher, which was cool, and many other things with TNG, but really hope to see her back in Strange New Worlds and Star Trek. But that's my list. And I also wanted to add, it was great to meet you guys at Trek Long Island. Jesse, we missed you, but It was so cool to hang and be in person, and hope to do it again soon. Live long and prosper.
Okay, let me just say, I am so glad to hear Michelle's voice back on Open Pike Night. You always bring the not necessarily hard-hitting, but very heartfelt analysis, which is something that's very close to my heart. And yeah, I gotta agree. I really wish I could have met you, and now I'm really sad. But Cam and John had kind of indicated to me that it kind of seems like Yetide Badaki is going to be back as Nira Katul, and she just couldn't quite confirm that when they spoke with her at Trek Long Island.
A lot of couldn't quite confirms going on at Trek Long Island, that's for sure.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, Michelle is as delightful in person as she is as a caller. I can confirm all of that 100%. It was great talking to her at Trek Long Island, and yeah, great hearing her calling back.
Yeah.
And yeah, her picks, to her point, they were, we did another little supplemental thing on Twitter where I had folks just reply to a tweet with their top 3 episodes. Those 3 episodes very frequently popped up, and if I'm not mistaken, Subspace Rhapsody was submitted for an Emmy. So I'm very excited to see how that
You
goes.
would hope
and
it
I'm
would
very
be.
excited
Yeah.
to see, and I'm very excited to see where these episodes end up on the official list.
Oh, yes. Well, speaking of, let's get started with that. I've got the first pick at slot 20. And I think I've made my choice. Again, just going back to these aren't necessarily the bad ones, because this episode has some of my favorite lines of the entire series. There's 2 lines that might be the funniest
Veto.
lines
Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to wait. Sorry.
in the entire
You beat
series.
me to it.
And hopefully this isn't a veto bait. I don't know if it is. Spock-a-muck. I'm putting Spock-a-muck at 20.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes, I know.
What?
It's I think as we said in our episode, sometimes humor is hard. Sometimes comedy is hard.
Wait, how does it work if one of us does veto? Do you pick the next number 20
Yes,
and that? Okay.
I would have to pick another one. Yeah.
Okay.
As much as it pains me, I'm going to keep my veto in my pocket because, in my opinion, which is, of course, a subjective thing, let's be very clear all the way through this episode, I think that Spock-a-muck is amazing. I love it. Cameron, you're totally right. Lines like, "We are not in a town," like, "Yes, I know what a door is for," that sort of a thing.
I'll get the gong. Yeah.
The gong.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I live for the gong line.
But I think if I'm being honest with my heart, Spock-a-muck really sets up a lot that Charades knocks out of the park.
Yes.
They were getting their comedy legs under them. They were learning what works, what doesn't work with Vulcan-style humor. I will, caveat that by saying I think Spock-a-muck totally works all the way through, and I'm 100% in love with it. But I could say that about any episode here because you guys know how I am.
Indeed.
But wow. I feel like that's a little bit hot, Karen.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
There's a lot of good episodes.
John,
I'm going to hold my veto. Yeah.
you are not going to veto this? Well,
No.
I'm going to save you guys the embarrassment of having Spock-a-muck number 20 on your
right.
freaking list. Are you
All
kidding
right.
me?
Oh, we get
Oh my God, I have to veto it. I
Thank you,
have to
Jim.
save
veto
the
right off the
embarrassment.
bat. Okay.
So, but this is why I love ranking.
Yep.
This is why I love ranking, because you get all these incredibly fresh takes.
All right.
So, yeah, I'm 100% vetoing Spock-a-muck at number 20.
All right.
Spoiler alert, it's number 4 on Trek.
wow.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, that's the time to use a veto. You're doing it right.
So it's obviously not going to be number 4 on this list, but yeah. So Spock-a-muck works for me across the board as the all-time Freaky Friday, just win classic Trouble with Tribbles humor that just works on every level. And 5 words and a hashtag. Rhetorically, what are friends for? Hashtag humans. Almost as easy to tease as Vulcans.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
there we
love
go.
it.
Vetoed. So Cameron, go again.
I will
buddy.
say Spock-a-muck has raised in my esteem upon repeated viewing. So maybe I just need to watch it a couple more times. All right. How about again, another episode that there's a lot I like in it, but I think we were all kind of agreed on that it just didn't quite come together for various production reasons. How about season 2, episode 1, The Broken Circle? Are we okay with that being at the bottom? Again, lots of great moments, some truly great moments, but, without Anson there, without Pike, it felt like it was just kind of spinning its wheels a bit.
I still wouldn't put that at 20. For me, I think both season premieres ended up lower on my list than I expected, but that's not because I don't think they're good. It's just they both have so much work to do. And for me, it was difficult because I remember feeling just unbridled excitement for both of these episodes. I mean, Strange New Worlds, when it first came out, I was like, new Star Trek, we've got a show about it. I love this. It's so classic. It feels a lot like TOS. I love a lot of these pieces. And The Broken Circle, I mean, same thing. We get our introduction to Pelia. We get the stealing of the Enterprise, which no doubt...
Jesse, short conversation.
We've got 20 episodes to get through, Jesse.
Jesse.
My point being, I wouldn't put this here, but I still don't know if I can use my veto, especially if Cam is going to be putting episodes like this toward the bottom. I might need to save this veto for something important.
I wouldn't say 20, but I'll accept it as 20. I wouldn't pick it for 20, but I can definitely accept it.
My favorite thing about The Broken Circle is how much better it got after Under the Cloak of War.
Yes.
That's true. All right. And Jim, you'll be choosing number 19 then. Let's see what you got.
That's easy. Here we go. 5 words and a hashtag. It's just fine, hashtag, but not going to make many best of lists. Oh yeah, that's my review. Nothing about the episode. It is season 2, episode 4, Among the Lotus Eaters.
Ooh,
season 2,
fighting words.
4.
I can see Cameron bristling already.
Wow, just trading vetoes already, I see.
Wow. Number 20 on Trek Ranks. All right, Cam, we're going back and forth. I love it.
Let's see. I mean, Jesse, you want to throw a veto out, or
I still have episodes that I'm worried I'm going to need to defend, so I might hold mine. And Cam, I love to put you in a tough spot, and you have 2 vetoes.
Oh yeah,
so,
that's right.
This episode is why I chose 2 vetoes, and yes, I will be using one for Among the Lotus Eaters, one of my favorites.
All right.
Back to the well, Jim.
Again, as much as it pains me, I got to agree with Cam. I think this is higher than 19. It's definitely paced differently than the rest of the season, but I absolutely love it.
I fully would have accepted this at 19. All right. So what's your backup?
Okay. Season 1, episode 6, 5 words and a hashtag. Maybe heavy-handed in its reveals, hashtag, but still a gut punch. It is Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach. Dark episode, but some good stuff in it. I do like that episode. I love kind of the whimsical nature of it, but it's kind of got this whimsical Ren Fair, and then also this really dark kind of stuff at the end.
Oh, John is.
You were right. Jim is the wild card here.
Seriously.
I mean, I will say
those are 20 and 19 on my list.
This is much higher on my list. This is top 10, but I'm not burning my last veto on it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna burn a veto.
I thought
on
John
this
might.
either.
Okay, all right.
I think this tops out my top 10 list. I do really love this episode. It gave us a lot. It gave us our first Servant Power Company baby battery sticker.
Yep.
But I mean, this is going to be a long night, you guys, especially if we burn all our vetoes right away. The rest of it's going to be so much harder. So I am going to accept Jim's pick.
All right.
Remember, this is collaborative.
Guys.
I mean,
yes.
For me, Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach is one of the 2 perfect episodes in the series so far, but it is a heavy episode. The rewatchability isn't quite as high as my other perfect episode.
Which again, remember my prime directive. I can only watch one for the rest of my life.
Understandable, yeah.
It's not going to be Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach or Among the Lotus Eaters.
Yeah.
Which both are really well made.
Yeah, they were both really well made. But it's like, I think these heavier, darker ones are going to be harder to recommend as time goes on.
I feel those are both like 2 of the more classic kind of Trek TOS episodes too.
Absolutely.
Which I love. Yeah.
All right, Jesse, will you bring us in with 18?
I'm really hoping to be the first person with no controversy surrounding their pick. For me, number 18 is Ghosts of Illyria, and that was difficult for me because it does give us whatever tweaks your freak from Ortegas. It gives us some solid backstory on Una. It has Spock and Pike cuddling on an alien planet. Like, there's a lot to love about this episode, but when it comes to rewatching, it just isn't high on my personal rewatch list. You know, like, I remember all of Ghosts of Illyria. So much that gets laid there gets used later, and it's not that I need to rewatch it end on end. So my pick for 18 is Ghosts of Illyria.
I'm fine with that.
I can take that. I can accept that.
I love Ghosts of Illyria, number 14 on my list, and I don't have a veto, and I probably wouldn't have vetoed it anyways. But that's it's a fun one. It's just I like that this is such a big game changer for number 1.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, there
that
you
was
go.
easy.
We can do it, guys. We can do it.
All right. Well, let's get another call real quick. I'm going to go with Pixie.
This isn't Sophie's choice, people. I know everyone is going to act like this is the hardest decision of the week, but we really have a clear-cut top 3 episodes. Number 1, the best horror episode in modern TV, playing homage to classics like The Thing and mixing practical and special effects in a way that really showcases the artistry of both, All Those Who Wander. Number 2, a fantastic comedy, an incredible microcosm of interpersonal relationships on the ship, and an all-around blast that lets us look at characters in a slightly different angle than other episodes do, Spock Amok. And finally, number 3, an episode that makes my little bio student heart sing, giving us a look at some characters that feel severely underrepresented in the show, bringing us back to some adored dynamics and balancing tension with humor in a delightful harmony, my only Season 2 pick, Lost in Translation. This is Pixie, the artist formerly known as Tessa, and I am glad to be back.
Pixie, fantastic list.
Glad to have you back.
one of my deep cut favorites on that list.
Nice.
She's going to hate your picks, Cameron.
Yeah. As soon as you said Spock Amok, I'm like, ooh, boy. Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah, Pixie.
Now, here's something that I really like about this list, outside of the list itself, which I do really like. Most of the folks that I spoke with on the social medias were hard pressed to pick season 1 episodes at all. It seemed like season 2, there seems to be a consensus that season 2, episode to episode was much stronger. And while I understand that impulse, I don't know that I agree with it. So
Same.
I'm really glad to hear season 1 getting some love here.
Yeah.
I'm split right down the middle on them. 3 out of my top 5 are season 1, and 5 out of 10 are season 1. And
Okay.
so
Nice.
I'm split.
Nice.
So. By the way, I like that Pixie having horror and comedy right there at the top. That's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
All right. Well, it's coming back to me. Do I just throw Spock Amok back on there? I don't know. We've got 2 lovers of it. Maybe the both of you.
Cameron, be true to yourself, man. That's important. It's collaborative.
But also be right, maybe?
Okay, but I think what I'm going to pick might be controversial as well. I think my next one might be met with some dissatisfaction. I don't know. Look, I love the premise of this episode so much. The idea is so good. And I feel like it didn't quite hit what it wanted to do for reasons I've talked on this podcast. The season 1 finale, Quality of Mercy, is what I'm going to slot in here. Oh, I got angry eyes from Jim. What do you guys think? Where do we fall on Quality of Mercy?
Well, let me.
Go ahead, Jim.
Make a case. That's not locked in yet.
No, well, my case is, how familiar are you with Balance of Terror?
I mean, I watched it right after watching Quality of Mercy, and then watched Quality of Mercy again. And I think
Jesse and John, how familiar are you with Balance of Terror?
About the same.
I
level.
love Balance of
Terror is the better episode.
I lived with Balance of Terror for like 60 years, and when this thing hit, man, it's just
it's such a great idea.
It's perfection.
But the problem is they present a different scenario in Quality of Mercy than what happened in Balance of Terror. So you can't say, it should have been
point, though.
Kirk. Like, we don't know that if Pike had been in the exact same position as Kirk in Balance of Terror, that he would have made different choices. They gave him a different scenario in Quality of Mercy, and that kind of undercut the entire premise.
I was more leaning toward like, I love it. It's amazing. I have no actual problems with it. But do I think it kind of requires that knowledge of Balance of Terror for you to love it as much as you possibly could? I think it does. Whereas, like, just for example, Those Old Scientists, you don't really need to know Lower Decks to have a ton of fun with that episode.
That's fair.
I'm going to accept Cameron's pick here. I still have a Quality of Mercy higher than he does, but this is within a range for me that I find acceptable.
I'm with Jesse there. With that same exact comparison, at least the episode that Those Old Scientists strengthens is in the same season as Those Old Scientists, not almost 60 years before Those Old Scientists. So yeah, same thing. Right. It's kind of the Marvelitis where you got to do a bunch of homework to understand everything you're watching. It's not a bunch of homework, but it is homework. And it's probably right about where I would have put this episode.
With apologies to both Jim and Matthew McFadgen, who we love.
Oh yeah, he was amazing. All right, Jim, well, you get to pick another one of my favorites.
Okay. Oh, this one's hard for me to pick here, but I'm gonna do it because I'm sticking to my ranks here because I enjoy this episode a lot. But there's a lot of episodes above it that I just like better. So that's the challenge of ranking right there. Season 1, episode 7, 5 words and a hashtag. Twisty brotherly reveal of redacted hashtag instantly elevates Star Trek 5. Speaking of connections, this is the Serene Squall. And I love that ending of the Serene Squall. And I love Angel. And I love a lot of the stuff happening in this episode. But it's my pick here at number 16.
Number 16, okay. I'd nudge it a slot or two higher, but I mean... Yeah, I love Angel, love Captain Angel. I enjoy the reveal. I think there's a lot of fun stuff happening on the planet with the cooking and the mutiny. But yeah, I mean, again, it's a good episode amongst a lot of great episodes.
That's where I'm at. I'm comfortable with this pick. I think I actually had it maybe 1 or 2 slots lower, but again, same thing. I don't hate this episode by a long shot. A little bit of the tonal dissonance for me, I think, played into it because, yes, it's campy, and yes, I get that, and that's the DNA of Star Trek, but the shift is so massive in this episode that it kind of messed with me for probably like 5-10 minutes where I was like, I thought we were doing this. Now we're doing this. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That was my number one issue with Jesse too.
Yeah.
Tonal dissonance inside the same episode is always a big challenge.
It is a big challenge. It's a weird choice. And I kind of think that the ending reveal that after, we've had a lot of time, but not a lot of episodes since that reveal, but we have had years. People only talk about the last shot of that episode these days. They don't talk about the rest of the episode when you're talking about it. So I think
which is a shame because there's some great stuff there.
No, it's it's an enjoyable episode, but I think it's part of its crime maybe that's a little forgettable and overshadowed by the last 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Well, Angel's not forgettable.
Right.
No,
I mean, what excites
as
me,
a character.
What excites me is not, Cybok. It's, Cybok is like a natural born killer's relationship with Angel, with this like star-crossed lovers, and is he using them or not? And that's what excites me about bringing them back.
Something cool there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, let's be honest, there are a lot of, Spock needs to deal with both his halves in Strange New Worlds. So those, I think this is about properly slotted.
I agree.
Yeah. Let's hear next from our friend Platty.
Hey, Open Flag Night. This is the peerless Platty M3. First off, before giving you my top 3, I'm just going to set the crossover Elysian Kingdom and musical episodes aside. They're too awesome to fairly compete here, and I'm sure my fellow callers will give them their due. So, my top 3 here. No particular order. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. Still not a huge fan of our new James T. Kirk, so him getting killed was fun in this, but basically I was on board with everything in this episode. I found it all just amazing, from the fish out of water moments, to connections to Khan and Enterprise with the temporal wars. It was all fun, and it began began La'an's emotional journey in Season 2, which I simply adored. Number 2 was Ad Astra per Aspera. After rewatching most of Berman Trek this past year, I've seen Measure of a Man, I've seen Drumhead recently. They're fresh in my head, but this one trumped them all. It's my favorite Trek legal episode, from the amazing guest star attorneys to the Commander Una backstory and the themes of acceptance that are incredibly necessary these days. All just cool stuff. First episode, I just had to immediately rewatch the second I was done watching it. And I guess it wouldn't be a Strange New Worlds list if I didn't mention an episode with a Strange New World. Lift Us Up Where Suffering Cannot Reach was an amazing experience for me. Maybe it was because I caught it at 4 a.m. in the desert on the Arizona border while waiting for the sun to rise above a mesa we camp near. Or maybe because after nearly a quarter century of teaching elementary school, I immediately had plenty of battery candidates flash through my mind. But either way, the episode and its moral quandary was completely compelling. Not every episode of Trek has to have all the answers. I just enjoy the journeys where they at least ask the hard questions. All right, I'm running out of time, so Platinum 3 out.
I love it when somebody's job defines a horrific episode as hilarious to them.
I love that Platy immediately came on to did the secret Trek ranks thing where they cheated right away and listed 5 picks.
Yes.
5 picks right off the bat, which I love, because anytime you cheat and you get more Star Trek in, we approve of that greatly. So 5 picks from Platy. Thank you.
There we go.
And thank you, Platy, for giving Lift Us its proper place on this list, because there are 4 of us, I'm not going to agree with the official list all the way through, so I appreciate that deeply. And it sounds like you had kind of a spiritual experience with that one, which is really, really great.
Yeah, I remember him mentioning that when he called for our episode when we discussed it. He was out there camping and loving it, and
he's great at spinning a narrative.
Oh, yeah.
All right, number 15, Jesse.
Okay. So I'm trying here, Jim. Spock Amok is going to slot in right here at 15 for me for most of the reasons that I said earlier. I love this episode. I think it sets up Charades to be arguably an all-timer, and I have a ton of fun with it. And I did on my personal list. It's actually slightly higher than this, but I don't think I'm going to escape this tier if I don't slot Spock Amok in at 15.
Veto. Just kidding.
I veto your veto.
You do still have that, Jim.
Yeah,
I know.
How do we feel, guys?
Yeah, I mean, I said my piece. You got it. What'd you get? You got it 5 spots higher, Jim, with your veto. So I think you could feel happy about that. That's a well-used veto.
Yeah, I'm still stewing about Quality of Mercy sitting at 17, guys. So, in fact, I'm logging off.
Yes.
Well, that was Jim from Trek Ranks.
It's not a good collaborative draft unless someone leaves in a huff.
Yeah. I can accept Spock Amok at 15. I think it could fit in a lot of places. I don't know that it could be number 1, but I think it could fit in almost anywhere on this list, and 15 works.
And as Jim says, it's 15 today.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah. All right, John, your first pick.
All right. And actually, it's a great way to say it, Jesse, because I do think this one is, for me, number 14 today. I'm going to have to pick Hegemony. I mean, yeah, it's a solid episode. It's a fun episode. But right now, it's not a full episode. It's not a full story. And if I had one episode to watch, I'm not going to, Hegemony's not going to be anywhere near the top 10 of those, or, top 5.
It's just going to make you mad.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I'm going to a little angrily pick Hegemony for my number 14.
I have this basically proximate to where you've got it. I have it at number 10. I think for me, it's because it does carry a lot of special memories. Like, this was the first episode I think that all 3 of us watched in the same room together. Yep. And that was a big deal for me. And I think I could see on all 3 of our faces the realization that this was going to get split. And that was huge for me. And we're going to end up waiting longer for this than anybody has ever waited for a Star Trek cliffhanger resolution. So that makes it special to me. But I can't disagree with you. Like, if I need some quick Trek to pick me up, it can't be this, because I'm just going to be mad that I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
That's fair. This is much higher on my list. It was in my I can't choose 5, so top 6 tier.
Wow.
However, part of that might be to what Jesse said, like the memory of watching it all with you guys. I mean, I remember like it just being over and me being like, they fucking nailed it. Good for them.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so high up. But I think, John, you're right. It is half an episode. And for that reason, I will allow it to be as low as number 14.
All right.
Cameron, my Trek brother. See, it's number 7 on Trek ranks.
Oh,
there you go.
And by the way, it can only go up from here because when it comes back, and that's
right. Exactly.
Season 3, episode 1. It's only going to be linked to it and get stronger. So awesome episode. But your reasoning, John, makes perfect sense.
I think this is, to this day, still the only episode I've seen Cameron watch and then say no notes.
I came up with some notes later, but at the moment, I didn't feel any. Yeah.
It's awesome.
All right. So it's back to me, and I know I'm going to make some waves with this one. I'm sorry. I don't know with you guys, but from our callers, I can already tell that we will. Again, there's a lot to love, but tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
Wow.
It's just a little too clunky for me. There are moments that are exquisite, but overall, again, I think a lot of the comedy didn't quite hit. I've come around on our Kirk since then, and this episode helped me learn to like him more, but this is my 13 for whatever reasons. It's the last one in my bottom bucket. What do you guys say?
I've been waiting here for 30 years to be on Open Pike Night.
You guys, this is shaping up to be a super contentious top 10.
I know.
Like, I'm just going to pick the bottom. Like, what else?
Gonna throw that out there.
I don't know.
Which I'm not opposed to. I think it's going to make it really fun. This is difficult. So I have this within 5 picks of where you've got it, Cameron.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I do have it higher than you do, but I think I get it, right? Like, I love this episode because it feels like the Voyager episode Future's End. It gives us our best look yet at La'an. We get a lot of canon tie-ins with DTI, things like that. I think this episode solidified La'an as way better than anybody thought she was going to be when the series started, especially when they announced, oh yeah, there's a Noonien Singh on this crew. Everybody was like, why?
Yeah.
And the answer is this episode, because we got this actor who can put this much oomph behind a performance and really make you care about this character that you know is not going to end up in TOS. So I get it when people put this really high on their list, but at the same time, I don't know that I can super disagree with you, Cameron. I know that Strange New Worlds does a lot of pastiches and like the whole rom-com staying in the hotel room with the fluttery sheets and slow motion just kind of didn't do it for me. I
think going back to Quality and Mercy, I tend to be harder on episodes that I'm like, I can see what you're going for and you didn't quite get there. Like episodes that I feel have more promise than execution than episodes that I'm just like, that was all right. And for better or worse, you can disagree with me, but like for me, that's always that does drop things down for me. And I think that's where I'm coming at. Is I see an amazing episode with this, and they got part of the way there.
Yeah, it's a streaming show. Show them hooking up. Come on, give everybody what they want.
Let's get some Red Shoe Diaries action here.
All I know of that is that I was not allowed to rent those off of the shelf at Blockbuster, which used to be a physical store that rented movies out for our younger listeners. Do we have any vetoes here? Do we have any huge disagreements?
I can accept this.
All right.
I love Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, but it's number 9 on my list, so it's only 4 off.
Yeah, it's, you're close enough to my range that I can't be mad about 13.
You got your 5 words and a hashtag?
Yeah, you know what I love about this episode? I said it about couple others. 5 words and a hashtag. This episode keeps paying off. Hashtag when combined with full season. It's amazing how much the rest of the season connects back to this episode.
That's true.
With La'an's story and Kirk and all his. I think the Kirk narrative throughout this season is amazing, which I'll talk about at some point with one of these picks.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's hear from another one of our callers. Here is Peter with his rankings.
Hi, it's Peter. Here are my top 3 episodes of Strange New Worlds. At number 3 is Subspace Rhapsody. This was an experimental story, which was an excellent musical episode. We had lots of singing, dancing, and the story also moved several character arcs along. When I play one specific song from its soundtrack, more often than not, I end up listening to the entire album. At number 2 is Those Old Scientists. While Trek has had characters crossing over to other Trek shows, this crossover episode with Lower Decks was on a whole other level. Jack Quaid gave a slightly more serious interpretation of Boimler here, and like Subspace Rhapsody, the story also moved some of the character arcs along, such as Pike, Spock, and Chapels. Finally, number 1 is Equality of Mercy. This alternative future episode connects with TOS's Balance of Terror and provides a riveting what-if story, which has Admiral Pike trying to correct what went wrong. Spock realizing that Pike's actions helped him in some way also explains Spock's action from TOS's The Menagerie.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing everyone's list of favorite episodes. Live long and prosper.
My boy Peter, 3-time guest on Trek Ranks, coming through with the Quality of Mercy right
That's
there.
right.
Heck yeah.
Peter knows his stuff. And I gotta say, Peter, you're number 1 on my list for saying a whole other instead of a whole nother. Thank you so much for that.
Fair. All right. Well, Jim, you've got number 12.
Well, this you guys, you Among the Lotus Eater lovers, got a reprieve because I forgot I had to pick it again.
I wasn't going to say anything.
So here we go. It's going to be number 12,
Mhm.
season 2, episode 4. I'm not doing my 5 words again. So it's Among the Lotus Eaters at number 12.
Mm-hmm.
That actually lines up exactly with my number 12, so I am good with this pick.
I really want to see it higher up. I think it's the second, I think, perfect episode of the series. There's not a bad beat in it. We get the whole Ortegas. It's the most Tegas we get. You get all the fun stuff down on the planet. Pike, like, dealing with, his nature over who he wants to be, who he sees himself as, who he is. Like, we see what he is when you strip away the Starfleet ideals. I think it's a classic feeling episode that still highlights character while managing to get in those big ideas. But I do want to save my veto for maybe some other episodes higher up. So I will leave, as much as it pains me, Among the Lotus Eaters at number 12.
Oh. Well, you have one veto left?
I have one veto left.
I have one veto left.
John?
Jesse, are you out? No, I'm not going to. Among the Lotus Eaters? No.
Please, John.
I was with Jim the first time.
I know this is my hot take in the group, but I also know we have some callers who are going to give it some justice.
I like this episode, but yeah, I'm going to just, flat out disagree with you, Cam. This is a huge chunk of Ortegas, but I don't think it's the most Tegas we get. So I'm comfortable putting Among the Lotus Eaters number 12.
I am too.
Sir Adia doesn't count. That's Sir Adia.
Yeah, you and I disagree on that episode too.
No, I'm glad I saved my veto. Glad I saved that veto.
All right, well, I'm going to slot it in if there are no objections.
No objections.
That's where it goes now.
All right.
On this highly incorrect list.
No, this is the official list we're sending to Paramount. They said we choose, and they list it that way. So,
All right. Well, now I'm worried going into Jesse's pick. What have you got for 11? The final of the bottom 10.
I really struggled here, you guys. For the reasons Cameron just mentioned. You know me. I love all these episodes. It's hard for me to pick a slot for any of them. I especially loved our time with Kay Hanley and Tom Polchi. I love Bill Wolkoff. I love Subspace Rhapsody. I really, really do. And it has a lot of meaningful character moments and plot progression in it. But it is a ton of fun. And it's either in the top 10 for me or it's just outside the top 10. And because of the way these picks are going to be structured, I am going to attempt to slot Subspace Rhapsody right here at number 11.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I would have figured that would be in your top 10.
It's very close to my top 10.
Yeah, I mean, I have it in my next tier up, but it's not far off. There's so much to love about it. It's amazing that it works as well as it does. But I've talked about how, like, the third act kind of, aren't we all great working together, doesn't pay off as well as it should because we don't see the cast really in disarray before that. And I feel like it focuses on character arcs I personally wasn't as invested in the series. So yeah, it's a little lower than I'd put it, but I'm okay with it here.
I can see a lot of wheels turning on the screen, listeners.
Yeah.
I'm looking
People
looking at our remaining list, and there's just one outlier there's only one outlier that'd be like, wow, I can't believe that one's going to finish outside of Subspace Rhapsody. I'm not going to say what it is, though.
No, okay. Well, John's got a veto.
Fascinating.
Oh no. This is literally exactly where I have Subspace Rhapsody on my pick too. So
All right.
yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
Well, we did it, guys. We got the bottom 10.
No, it's the second 10, Cam. It's the
Yeah,
second 10. It's
the
not
second
bottom
10.
You're
10.
right. You're right. Thank you.
This 10 is the best. This is 10 great episodes we just
The
had.
top 20 episodes. That's right.
Right.
All right. Well, for number 10,
It's harder.
I've
It's hard
got
now.
2 here. I'm going back. It does get harder. And it's a beautiful episode, but I'm going to have to give it to All Those Who Wander.
Hmm.
I like it. I think it's fun to see actual monster horror on Star Trek, but I think people immediately said, "Oh, it reminds me of this and this, 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 and this." That's not going to change. That's never going to change. It's just going to remind people of those same things more and more. Yeah, I got to go with All Those Who Wander.
That's about where I had it. Yeah. I agree. It's got some of the best moments. I mean, geez, what who's the guest alien in that one? What's his name? Anyway, he was great. His death was phenomenal, but I agree. It maybe takes a step or two past homage at times.
Yeah.
I'll go the opposite direction and say, with how new this show is, I bet there were people watching this who have not seen Alien and were like,
Why you got to do
"Oh,
that to me, Jesse? Why?
That's what people
Why? We're not that old yet.
So they probably heard all that and went, "Oh, well, I'm going to go check out Alien." So I think that's a point for this episode
Okay,
rather than
all right.
against it. I miss Hemmer with all my heart, and I love that he got to be the guy that Spock rips off in Wrath of Khan, but I think I'm going to allow this to sit at number 10 for me.
All right.
It's number 10 on Trek Ranks.
Oh,
it's
hey.
perfect.
All right.
Look at that.
Oh,
Look at that.
Oh, we're finally starting to sync up.
All right. Let's hear from our buddy Trev. We haven't heard from him in a little while.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Trev beaming in from Failure to Franchise, the podcast devoted to failed movie franchises. Top 3 episodes, huh? I'm going to go with Those Old Scientists as number 1 and Subspace Rhapsody as number 2. Both kind of something you can throw on and revisit whenever you just need a quick blast of joy in your life. Those Old Scientists, merging these 2 awesome shows of the new Trek era, getting to see our Lower Decks characters in live action. Great jokes, really fun performances. Yeah, I think it's just an episode I will definitely revisit. And similarly, Subspace Rhapsody. I don't know that anyone expected Trek to try and ever pull off a musical. Really good songs. I've listened to the soundtrack multiple times since it aired. And I think, again, over time, I'll keep coming back to this one. So for number 3, I wanted to give season 1 some love, and I also wanted to have a little bit of a more serious episode in the mix. So I will actually go with All Those Who Wander. I'm a big horror nut in addition to being a Trek fan, so it's really cool to see Trek play with a lot of the, kind of typical horror tropes. Yeah, it was maybe a little cliched. Maybe they're just playing on some of the horror movies we've seen in the past, but they did it really, really well. And more importantly, Hemmer's death at the end was just so striking and so surprising in the moment. I think that was the moment where I realized this wasn't just going to be the predictable kind of play it safe Trek prequel this could have been. And instead, it made me sit up in my chair and realize this show is something special. So yeah, that's my top 3. Really looking forward to hearing what everyone else has to say, seeing what the final rankings come down to. But yeah, at the end of the day, hasn't been a bad episode yet. Hopefully they can keep that streak going. All right, thanks guys. I'll talk to you again soon.
Word.
Agree with Trev. There has not been a bad episode yet,
Yeah.
and that's what's making this so hard for me.
Yeah, so let's see. I'm looking. I've got some episodes in my 3rd tier that, again, not bad episodes, but I cannot have higher than other episodes coming up. So I think for number 9, I'm going to play Strange New Worlds. I get it. It's the episode that introduced us all to this new fabulous show. There's a lot of great stuff in it. I love whenever Starfleet gets to be the alien in the sky, the UFO. Great stuff. But yeah, I think the show just got stronger from there. It like I think Jesse said, They had a lot to do, had to introduce us to these characters, this world. It's a great foundation for more episodes to build off of.
Yeah, I actually have this fairly lower on my list, but again, the draft constraints and with how much I did really enjoy this, and I think you gotta give it its due where it comes to introducing a new Star Trek series. So I'm happy with Strange New Worlds at number 9.
Yeah, I also, again, this is exactly where I had Strange New Worlds on my list too. It's like I can't drop it below top 10 again because you said, Cam, it introduced us. It made us, it may not have been a pilot like we talked about when we first talked about this episode, but as a premiere, as an introduction, it's like, man, it sucks you right in. Mm-hmm. You're right into this world, and there you go. Like you do have to give it its due for what it did for the show.
It's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, so slotting that one in.
All right, Jim, number 8, the Ocho.
Speaking of a whole lot of fun, okay, at number 8, I love this episode. 5 words and a hashtag. TOS DNA guides nostalgic classic hashtag Abracadabra.
Oh.
And it is the Elysian Kingdom, season 1, episode 8.
All right.
An awesome episode. And listen, we're splitting hairs at this point. You're talking about top 8 episodes. These are all awesome episodes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I still think there might be a veto coming. Let's find out.
I mean, you got to burn your vetoes at some point.
Look, I'm burning this veto faster than nuclear fire. I'm vetoing Elysian Kingdom at number 8, 100%.
Wow.
All right.
So my vetoes are gone, but I'm glad with what I had to play them for. I feel good about it.
Okay, well, let's see if I can go for a 2 for vetoes here. Here's a 2 for veto. We're going to go 2 in a row on vetoes. My prediction. Season 2, episode 2, genius addition to Courtroom Pantheon, hashtag Asylum. It's Ad Astra per Aspera is my number 8 choice now.
That's about...
Again, I love this episode, but man, I got about 7 episodes ahead of it.
Guys, I'm feeling so good for swapping Elysian Kingdom for Ad Astra Aspera 8 right now. I'm feeling good. I feel like I'm winning this draft right now.
Like, I'll just say right now, I'm not videoing this. I do think it's a great episode. I think it's a beautiful episode. I think it gets made better by another episode. So that means the episode isn't quite there. Like, I think it will stand the test of time, though. I do think, like, all of the ones that are left, I think will stand the test of time, even some that people would be surprised at. So 8 works.
Jesse's stroking his beard with one veto in his lap.
And that's because there's an episode that hasn't been ranked yet that I'm like, this is not a top 8 episode. I think we just haven't gotten to it for a number of reasons. But to me, it's squarely outside the top 8. But I don't know if Jim would end up putting it here if I veto this. And would I be happy with the top 7 overall? Let's see.
Jesse, you don't want to know my next episode.
Oh, man.
Well, now I kind of do.
Now you kind of do.
There's one episode I'm amazed is still in the running. Absolutely.
I legitimately think we just mostly forgot about it, John. I really do.
I haven't forgotten about any of these. I got it all mapped out.
Do it, Jesse.
I'm going to
do it.
But if I do, then that makes that other episode higher. And I don't think that other episode is higher. I mean, I guess it would be higher either way, right?
It would be higher either way.
Yeah.
Well, unless he picks it.
How come you haven't picked it? How come you haven't picked that other episode?
Because I forgot and I got worried and all this stuff.
God, it's collaborative, guys. It's collaborative.
I'm gonna put an editor's note at the end of this ranking. Okay, so I'm gonna veto that pick mostly because I think Ad Astra is a top
Double
3,
veto.
maybe.
All right,
maybe top 5 of all of Strange New Worlds.
I think I'm about to get the triple veto.
No,
wait. Who has a veto?
I do.
Just
I'm
John.
the only person that veto.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, this could happen. Here we go. 5 words and a hashtag. Genius comedy partner to Amok hashtag. Impossible to not be ranked any higher. It is season 2, episode 5, Charades.
I fully accept that pick. Absolutely.
Okay, there we go.
I think I'm okay
I
with
have no problem
Number
with that.
8.
Yeah.
I have it in the 5 to 10 range for sure.
Yep, I like it as a top 10. I'm still just devastated that I Yeah, we'll get
This
to
is
it.
fun.
All right. 8
is
charades.
it time for a call or another person?
Yeah, here is Abby.
Hey, Open Pike. This is Abby Summer from the First Flight Podcast, talking fast because this is a lot to get in 90 seconds. And I have to say, I make a huge caveat between my favorite episodes and the best episodes. They're not necessarily the same. And these change every single day. So I wanted a humor episode in my top 3, and I had to go between Spock-a-Muck and Charades. No surprise, Vulcan aesthetic for me, and it falls down to Spock-a-Muck because it's just so quotable, and I can put that on and just fall into it and absolutely adore every part of it. So for my comfort episode, this was really hard. It was between Those Old Scientists and Subspace Rhapsody, partly because I watched both of them repeatedly with my daughters, and again, quote and love those, but I can rock out to Subspace Rhapsody in my car super loud, so that's why it's on my top 3. And A Trek for All Time. There's so many. Equality of Mercy, Under the Cloak of War, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. But I landed with Ad Astra Per Aspera because I wear that on a t-shirt all the time. To the stars through hardship. What else could be more Trek? And that's a lesson we need all the time. And so is that episode. And powerful women in amazing costumes, including those dress uniforms. So it had to come out on top for me. So I know I'm pushing time, but for today, my top 3 are going to be Spock-a-Muck, Subspace Rhapsody, and Ad Astra Per Aspera. This was hard. Hope your brains don't explode. Talk soon.
My good friend Abby coming through. 8-time guest host on Trek Ranks with Spock-a-Muck.
Oh, man.
Yes, Abby. We love her.
We got to get Abby back.
I just saved her. She's going to keep listening to your show because of me. So you're welcome, Cam. You're welcome.
We could have lost
We
Abby.
appreciate
She's
that.
not number 20.
All right. Well, Jesse, I think we know what you're going to choose now.
I feel like I've been railroaded into this pick.
What
That's a
is
good
it?
episode, Jesse. It's a really good episode.
It's a good episode. I think that this episode that I'm going to slot in here at number 7 only suffers because of where it was placed in the season.
Yep.
Following up an episode like Charades and being right before an episode like Those Old Scientists is a really tough spot to be on. I mean, sometimes it's a hard act to follow, and I think that definitely colors my feelings on Lost in Translation. And I think I have to slot it in here because it is not a top 5 for me. It is not a top 3 for me. I think I actually have it fairly low. I want to say it's 18 or 19 on my list. And again, it's not because I don't like it. It's just that there are so many other episodes that if I'm going to sit down and rewatch a single episode would come before this. But I'm running out of space, you guys. So I'm going to put Lost in Translation at number 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am so glad you forgot about this. So glad. This is number 5 on my list. I
wow.
think this episode rules, and it is the absolute deep cut, forgotten gem of the first 2 seasons.
It is.
Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, I can't argue that it
rules.
is the forgotten gem. It is a beautiful episode, but it is forgotten because it's surrounded by so many brighter gems. Not better, just brighter, just so many more memorable moments. But also, it's not a totally original or new or shocking story. It's not. It's a story we've seen before. It's a, ultimately the plot is like, oh yeah, I definitely know this story. I know what's going to happen halfway through. But man, is it a beautiful episode and fun to see Zombie Hammer. Like and I know it's really controversial, especially with Cam. I like the Kirk Spock Uhura shot at the end.
It's
small enough to fit, but yeah.
It's fine. I was going to say, other than that shot, though, I don't know why Kirk's in this episode. He doesn't need to be in this episode, other than getting
the
those
Kirk
three together
Bond
at the
stuff
end.
connects so well back to the
It's not about
tomorrow
them.
stuff.
I like Kirk in Subspace Rhapsody better than I like him here.
But the long Kirk thread through this whole season, this is part of it. It connects all the way through because then you get Subspace Rhapsody. It's all part of this incredible woven thread they do in this show so well. This is key to that. And this is the episode where Kirk is just, this is Kirk. This episode is Kirk.
Yeah, you're right. This is Kirk. This is
I've
the
been living
first
with Kirk
real.
for 60 years.
Yeah, it's the first real Kirk episode of Strange New
Right.
Worlds. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's the first non-alternate. So,
And I don't mean to take anything away from Celia Gooding's performance, because like the scenes where Uhura is in the hallway and starts seeing things, like it is incredibly well acted. It's all very good. We get some great stuff between Una and Pelia. I do really like the episode. I don't want it to come across that I don't, because I do. But, you know, that having been said, I love all these episodes, like I said at the start, and that's what is making this so difficult.
In the famous words of Cam, I love that this came in at number 7, and now I feel like I'm winning at this game.
All right, John. Well, you got the last pick before we get to our top 5.
I do. And I love this episode. I love it more than I did the first time I watched it. I think it's wonderful, and I think it tells a great story, and I think it has a great sense of tension. But I have to put Under the Cloak of War at number 6.
Perfect.
I have
Damn you! Where's
Perfect spot.
Where's my veto?
You forced me into my veto.
My vetoes. No, you were supposed. There was a title I was waiting for you to say, John.
Yeah.
Really? Under the Cloak of War here.
Yeah. It's a great episode,
No.
but I don't know that it's top 5.
You know that we haven't played Children of the Comet yet, right?
Yeah. I think Children of the Comet is a better episode than Under the Cloak of War. Again, looking at it the way I ranked it, in 10 years, what would I recommend to somebody? You bet your ass Children of the Comet is higher than Under the Cloak of War.
I get under with that qualifier, I suppose.
Yeah.
Still disagree. This is a top 3 episode of Strange New Worlds, but I have no power
Oh, that's right.
with which to constrain you.
You want to veto yourself, John? We can convince him to veto himself, Jesse. Let's do this.
Wait. Oh, so so Jim has to veto my veto.
Well, he doesn't have to, but that's his only chance to use it. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm watching you like a hawk, John T. Bolds.
For me,
I
this
mean,
was
honestly, Under the Cloak. It's not far from my ranking. I probably have it in the 4 to 6 slots. So it's not. I like Children of the Comet, but I don't know if it's top 5. But
It is now.
It is now.
For me, it was Tom Tran. For me, it was having Tom Tran on, an actual combat vet, to talk about how well he thinks they nailed this episode. We spoke with Davey Perez about some of the things that he mixed into the DNA of this episode, like with Star Trek VI. This is one of my favorite episodes of Star Trek ever. So yes, I cannot do anything about this placement, but just know that I am entering Under the Cloak of War at number 6 under heavy protest.
I mean, 6 is pretty great.
Yeah.
It's high. Sorry.
It is.
Yeah.
My final argument against this being any higher is it does require other episodes to be as good as it is. It requires the knowledge. I mean, it requires the Broken Circle to be as good as it is.
I don't think
I don't
it
think
does.
it does. I don't think it does.
Again, I don't have any power here.
The world building is so good.
I think that's a good thing John's saying. So I'm agreeing with John, but I think it's a good thing. So
Okay. Well, I tipped my hand at my number 5, I think. I do love Children of the Comet. It reminds me of like a live action Myst, and that's awesome. But not much of it really stands out. And my beloved Sam Kirk as Uhura's mentor is just dashed to pieces after this episode. So
Yeah, that's true.
Children of the Comet.
not the only time he's going to be dashed to pieces.
Hey!
Too soon.
Operation Annihilate.
Yes. 60 years too soon. Yeah. Children of the Comet number 5, John.
Yeah.
You got a veto.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah,
I know
you're
I do.
We have
on the
like
spot.
I know I do.
3 more choices, 2
I
more
know.
choices after this. You
I
say,
know,
okay.
and I have a passionate choice. Yeah.
All right.
It's number 8 on my list, and I think it's another underrated classic that people overlook. So the fact that it's in the top 5, I am thrilled.
Okay.
All right.
Agreed. It's in my top 7.
Yeah.
And I love this episode. One strength I think it has is you could show it to somebody who is not a Star Trek fan, and they would completely
100%.
understand why
Absolutely.
people love Star Trek.
Absolutely. It is a pickup, standalone, great example of Strange New Worlds. And that's why it's definitely so high for me. Let's hear from our good friend Mark.
Engineer Mark here, and what a difficult question, as all 20 episodes are really, really great. Pick just 3? Well, here goes. Number 3, among the Lotus Eaters, we get to see who they are when even they don't know who they are. But far more importantly, Mortegas. This is the episode we were all asking for. She is Erica Ortegas, and she flies the ship. All by herself, she figures it out, finds a way to hold on to her identity, and saves the ship and everyone on it. No matter what happens on the planet without the ship and crew, they'd be just stuck like Pike's Lost Crew person. Number 2. When I was a kid, the first thing I hung on my wall wasn't a rock poster or some pinup. It was a Larry Elmore artwork. So have to include Elysian Kingdom for the truly fantasy fun it brings to this crew, and a story ending that is a little sad but also very positive. Number 1. Ad Astra per Aspera is a truly essential episode of Star Trek, one I would recommend with some others in the Trek universe as one to watch for someone who has never seen Trek. Everyone works towards a positive answer, and none more than Nira, played by guest star Yetide, so brilliantly that she takes what was already a high standard for this cast and brings it that much more. Well, until next time, live long and prosper.
All right, Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. I knew I could count on you for some Among the Lotus Eater love.
Great list.
You guys, before we go any further, I just want to say I'm looking at the 4 episodes that we have left to rank, and I think I'm going to be happy with how this shakes out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have as much personal love for it as Astra per Aspera, but I recognize. I mean, it's really good, and I recognize how many people do have it in their top 3. So yeah. I'm not shedding tears yet. All right, Jim, give us number 4.
Okay, let's go back to I did my 5 words and hashtag already. Season 1, episode 8, The Elysian Kingdom, which it's an episode I freaking love. It's fantastic. It's got literally everything. The TOS vibes on this episode are spectacular. And when this episode dropped in season 1, it was like, oh, okay, this show can do anything, just like TOS, which I love as an old school TOS fan.
I have a feeling John is not going to veto this placement here, so it's in my top 3, but yeah, I can't complain about number 4. I've talked about how maybe other episodes struggled with comedy. Elysian Kingdom showed how every joke could land magnificently. It showed us the range of this cast. It was able to give us uproarious laughter and then hit us with a gut punch and tears at the end. It's a great episode. Is it my favorite episode? Yeah, probably.
Really? It's your number 1?
I mean, today, yes.
Okay.
Most days.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's so much that's good about it. I mean, they get around not being able to do holodeck episodes because of the place in the timeline that it takes place.
Yep.
And I think it absolutely nails that tonal shift that we were talking about a little bit with the Serene Squall, where it's like, oh, this is vastly different now than it was. But Cameron is right. This is masterfully executed all the way through. You're laughing, you're having a great time, and you kind of sense they might tear your heart out, and then they do, and it still totally works.
It is, I believe it deserves 4th. I think that's an excellent pick, an excellent place for it. I think my main comment about it back when we first talked about it, I was like, wow, this is really early in a show to have an episode like this with this big a gut punch. We're only, 8 episodes in and we're already getting a gut punch this big. It could have simmered for longer, but it's still great even without that.
And the fact that it has so many characters playing against type only 8 episodes into the first season, it's very, very impressive.
It shouldn't work, but it shows how well they established these characters in those first 7 episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is a shout out to Nami Melaman on her score for this one too. So good.
Seriously.
Yeah. Incredible.
Good call. Speaking of calls,
here is our second to last caller. Let's hear from our friend Melanie.
Hear that transition? Speaking of calls.
Hi, John. Hi, Cam. And hi, Jesse. Wow, what a complicated task you gave us. Choosing our top 3 out of 20 outstanding and so different episodes is tough and really difficult. I really needed to think about that. But in the end, I think I found them. In 3rd place is Season 2, Episode 4, Among the Lotus Eaters. I love how it starts with Erica finally joining the landing party. But no, she has to stay aboard and Pike flies the shuttle down. I also love her scene when memory loss kicks in. She goes to her quarters, finds out she's the pilot and flies the ship. I love how she talks to herself, returns to the bridge, and finds a confused Spock. Additionally, I love the way Pike is badass in this episode. The second place goes to Season 2, Episode 7, Those Old Scientists. It is a funny, witty, and fantastic episode that fans can relate to. I suppose I would be as overwhelmed as Boimler would I find myself on the Enterprise facing my heroes. Every tiny aspect they included is great, and it has way too many great moments to count. And finally, the first place is Season 1, Episode 1. It is the first episode, and it has excellent scenes. I like the beginning, where we are the aliens intruding into a foreign civilization, and of course, Pike on a horse is fantastic. Seeing him riding in the snow-covered landscape is a sight to behold, not to talk about the speech he gave later. Wow, I get goosebumps whenever I watch it. That was a challenging task, guys, and now take care and live long and prosper.
Thank you, Melanie. I knew I liked you.
Thank you, Melanie.
We like all of our callers, Cam. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but I'd rank her in like my top bucket, or at least top two buckets.
That's our next episode. Rank our callers.
Oh my! I refuse to be a part of that episode. I will not even attempt that. I want to say thank you to Melanie for helping on Twitter with, reminding me, like, we should probably also tell everybody what our top 3 personal picks are. I think that's probably the way to go. And we'll also put together a list that the callers, which episodes were mentioned the most, and we'll build a top 5 out of that as well.
Yeah.
Love it. Love all this ranking.
So,
all right, Jesse.
I was complaining earlier about not having power, but I realized I can kind of slot whichever 2 episodes I want at the top here by forcing John to either veto or pick one of my favorite episodes somewhere in the top 2.
Yeah, then John has power, but then I have power.
Yeah.
This is how we've come to an interesting point in this game. I'm just sitting here.
I think this probably works really well for the top 3 picks to have this kind of play still in the game.
Dynamic, yeah.
I am going to put Those Old Scientists right here at number 3. I love the episode. It's an instant classic, very rewatchable. I have frequently rewatched it, but due to its sort of split identity, not being a pure Strange New Worlds episode, nor a pure Lower Decks episode, I am going to slot it in here at number 3 and watch John try to figure out where to put the last 2 remaining episodes on this list.
You think I didn't know where to put the last 2? Because I'm not vetoing this choice at all. Nope, no veto.
Beautiful. Right.
I fully accept this. Oh, Jim is in pain.
That one hurts.
It's a beautiful episode. It's a heartfelt episode. It's a meaningful episode. It requires another episode to be as good as it is. It requires,
or at least
there's 913 episodes.
I know, but I was telling you,
it's one long mythology that's connected.
Yeah, it's a character serialized show, John. They all do. No, I mean, I've got this episode at number 4, so I'm fine with 3. It works really well. I feel it gets a little meandery in the middle at one point, and that's the only reason it drops from the top 3 for me. But otherwise, it's. Much like Elysian Kingdom, it's uproariously funny. They hit the jokes, and there's a tearjerker moment in it. Like I'm not asking for more than that.
Yep.
To your point, Kim, I actually have this at number 6, but because of the way the draft and the rankings and all the vetoes
you
and things like
agreed to
that
this
work,
system, Jesse.
I'm not saying it's a bad system. I'm saying personally, this falls outside my top 5.
I'm just happy I'm in the seat with all the power now.
Okay, we're going into John's power seat.
All right.
Here. I'm going to say that, so there's one outcome here that I'm going to be, I had Those Old Scientists at 1, by the way.
Okay.
But there's one episode that has not been mentioned at all today.
I think we've all been saving
one
it.
time in one message, not one person
that's
said
true.
it.
That's true.
If it ends up at number 1, I will be thrilled, and this draft has been a massive success.
100%,
John, go.
100% agree.
Fully agree with Jim.
All right. I definitely have my top 2 picks and a call from our friend Zoe. So here's our friend Zoe calling in.
Oh.
Open Pike Night. This is the USS Cinema. Zoe Richardson, Captain Commanding, and also the host of Backlook Cinema, the podcast. And that's a very interesting question you posed. Our favorite 3 episodes of the 2 seasons of Strange New Worlds. And that's a tough one because they're all great. And I wanted to split it between the first season and the second season, and I couldn't really do it. I feel like all of my favorite episodes are in the second season. So Ad Astra per Aspera, because it is one of the best courtroom episodes in Star Trek. Subspace Rhapsody, because who'd have thought that Star Trek could have a musical? And Those Old Scientists, because I mean, just a crossover between the animated series and a live action series, that's incredible. And it was incredibly well done. So those are my choices. I'm eagerly waiting to see how their rankings come out. Richardson out.
All right. Thank you, Zoe, from Backlook Cinema calling in to remind everybody that, yes, there are some standout episodes, and especially those 3 were highly popular in all the picks. So my number 2 is an episode that, like, I think builds tension incredibly well. I think it really, it's just,
what are you doing, John?
You cannot stop watching this episode. Your eyes are glued to the screen in this episode, much like the eyes of the entire crew when they're watching the trial. In Ad Astra per Aspera as number 2, leaving Memento Mori as the number 1 episode of Strange New Worlds. Hands down, this was my first pick and my only first pick the minute I started the list, and I am so glad I got to put it there.
Flex move, John. Flex move.
Yes, John. Fantastic.
Agreement.
You brought it in.
This is the episode with the most Tegas, Cameron. We get piloting skills. We get to see her attitude. We get to see how confident, how good she is. I absolutely am happy with putting Memento Mori at number 1. I will fully concede that Ad Astra per Aspera could take that slot any given day of the week. That's what makes these subjectives, and that's what makes this fun. John, thank you, sir. I
thank you guys. Thank you
that.
for not making me. I was so worried. Somebody's gonna be like 16 Memento Mori. I'm like, no, I'm like,
no way.
None of you do this. Yes,
Memento Mori is a weird one. It's my number 2, so I'm fine with it being number 1, 100% behind Elysian Kingdom. But it is one that I always have to, like, what are my favorite episodes? And I do have to think about it before that one pops up. And I go, oh, right, Memento Mori, that was fucking great. And I think maybe it's just because it was so long ago, or because season 2 has such big swings, you kind of forget these just, like, amazing, solid episodes. Memento Mori was the first episode. We loved the first 3 episodes. Even Children of the Comet. No, Children of the Comet's great. But I think Memento Mori was the first episode where we kind of all leaned forward and said, oh, this show's gonna be amazing. This show can do some amazing stuff. And 100%. I'm glad to see it at number 1.
Me too. Yep.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Excellent.
You
Excellent.
got 5 words and a hashtag
choice.
for it, Jim?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do. Oh yeah, it's a good one. It's 5 words and a hashtag. Memento Mori is my number 3, by the way. Right behind Equality of Mercy. My 5 words is
I'm so sorry.
First Balance of Terror homage hashtag is as good as the second.
I have to agree with that.
They're my second and third episodes.
Okay, got
I love Balance of Terror, to say the least.
You love the submarine.
You get so
episodes.
much TOS in Memento Mori. You get
so much
Balance
TOS.
of Terror. You get Wrath of Khan. Like, you get, hey, here's a problem. It's already happened. Now the crew has to react. Like, that's a classic TOS episode setup. I'm very happy for this to slot in at number 1.
And it's also fun to see an episode where it's like, hey, the good guys, massive air quotes, won in this episode. It's like nobody won in this episode, man. Like that ship is
and you
messed
get that,
up.
You get that great teaser at the end where Pike says, don't worry, next time we'll be ready for him. Spoiler alert, they are not.
Yeah, well, let's go back through and see how we feel about our official collaborative draft list. At number 20, we have The Broken Circle. Number 19, Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach. 18 is Ghost of Illyria. 17, Equality of Mercy. 16, The Serene Squall. 15, Spock Amok. 14, Hegemony. 13, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. 12, Among the Lotus Eaters. 11, Subspace Rhapsody. 10, All Those Who Wander. 9, Strange New Worlds. 8, Charades. 7, Lost in Translation. 6,
Too
Under
high.
the Cloak of War. And then our top 5 are Children of the
Too low.
Comet, The Elysian Kingdom, Those Old Scientists, Ad Astra per Aspera, and Memento Mori. How
That's
do we
a beautiful
feel?
list. That
It's
not
a really good list.
It's not my personal list, but I feel like it's a good list. I feel like it's a good collaborative list. I do. I think we did it, guys.
yeah.
I think we did. There are maybe 3 picks where I think they are too low or too high, but with it being collaborative, I think that we kind of nailed this list. I mean, I'm interested to hear the reactions to this list because I think people are going to be a little surprised with some of this, especially with how many season 1 episodes we got into the top 10 here.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy with it. You know, just think back to how you were feeling when you were watching season 1. You were so excited. You were so happy to be on a new Star Trek series with such an amazing cast. It looks amazing. Production is always amazing. I am very happy with how this list shook out ultimately.
And for everybody wondering, yes, we kept track of what our callers chose. Ad Astra per Aspera, Those Old Scientists, and Subspace Rhapsody were all tied with 5 picks each from our callers combined. So obviously,
Nice.
you know, there are some very, very hive mind popular episodes out there that we didn't pick for our 1, 2, and 3, but they're still excellent episodes because every one of these episodes is an excellent episode.
Did this list have 20 Strange New Worlds episodes on it? Then it's an awesome.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, well, that was our callers' top 3. I mean, you could probably parse our top 3s from listening to the last hour and a half, but maybe we should just give them for simplicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do it. Let's
same
stick
order,
with the
yeah.
let's stick with the draft
Yeah.
order. Yeah. Go ahead, Cam.
So I would say Among the Lotus Eaters does meet my top 3. For all the reasons I said, it's number 3. Then number 2 is Memento Mori. And final, and again, this kind of just goes to, like, if I'm going to pick one episode to watch, what's my comfort episode? It is Elysian Kingdom.
Love that. My top 3 from season 1, episode 4, Memento Mori. Number 2, season 1, episode 10, A Quality of Mercy. And number 1, season 2, episode 7, Those Old Scientists, the ultimate crossover.
It is. It's better than any crossover Marvel has ever done, in my opinion.
So
So, I think the only one of mine that I had real contention with is my second pick, but I had Memento Mori as number 1. Thank you, John. I just rewatched it again last night. It absolutely holds up. Number 2, I have Under the Cloak of War, which fell further than I wanted it to, but it's still in the top 10, so I think I can live with that. And for number 3, I actually have Charades. I went with that whole tonal dissonance thing on my list itself, and Charades is just too much fun. I think anybody can enjoy that episode. You don't even need to be a Star Trek fan.
I have a very similar list to Jesse. I start with Memento Mori. I think it is an outstanding, perfect hour of television. Under the Cloak of War, I have severely come around on. It is my second favorite. I was glad to be able to get it into the top 6, but I knew I kind of had to get it out of the way. I really, really like More and More. I enjoy Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach. So no tonal dissonance on my list. I like the dark
Just
ones.
dark.
Wow. Are you okay, John? Do we need to have an intervention?
You just to throw it out there, John is a huge DS9 fan.
That's
I
true.
believe he has described DS9 as his favorite Trek
Absolutely.
series, so
Hands
that's
down.
not surprising.
I mean, no
That's true.
contest. Yeah.
Well, what I love about
Same.
Strange New Worlds is you can look at all these top 3s and all the lists people sent us. And, like, it's, you know, sometimes there's some that pop up a lot, but there's a lot of variety. Like, people like a lot of different stuff that Strange New Worlds is throwing at us. and I
Not
think
one
that's great.
caller mentioned our number 1 pick.
That's
Not
crazy.
One, yeah.
Crazy.
I know.
That's amazing.
I'm really happy about
Yeah.
that. Like I said, I'm
Cool.
kind of hoping we get some good engagement once we actually release this list
Yeah.
on the day we put the episode out, because I'm hoping some people will be like, "What the hell is wrong with you guys?" And I can be like, "Please go listen to the episode." That's what we call a tease right
Yeah.
there.
2 of my top 3 were in the top 3, and the other one was number 17. So I hate you guys. So
Jim, it has been great having
Jim,
you here, man.
Seriously,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
You You've
So
brought
much
a
fun.
great dash of, we will call it open pike night objectivity, because you're not necessarily fighting against the three of us whose opinions
Never.
you know by heart. So man, you killed it. Thank you so much for bringing this to us. Where can folks get more Trek ranks if they're fiending after this episode?
Thanks, guys. It was great being on Trek Ranks. You can find us at trekranks.com, where we have ranks of all the Treks and a list of all the episodes. And our Trek Ranks podcast is a podcast about all the things we love about Star Trek. Again, no negative topics. It's just positive topics. We've done 180 episodes, a million different topics, and we just get people on and we talk about all the things that we love about Star Trek. And the ranks don't matter. It's just our crutch just to kind of talk about the things we love about Star Trek. So trekranks.com, and on Twitter and on Blue Sky. Find me there. Oh, and Enterprise and Extra on Twitter.
Good deal. So, Jim, Open Pike Night is an open mic night themed podcast. And so we ask all of our guests to bring a joke to tell us, do you have a joke for us today?
Yeah, I have a back pocket joke that I always have for when I'm speaking at stuff for like 20, 30 years. And I hate toilet humor, but here we are. It's a toilet humor joke. So I'm getting old, so this one gets a little bit, it hits home a little bit more every year. So there's these three old retired scientists living in a Starfleet convalescence home. Yes, I made
those
this.
old scientists.
I made this I Trekified it.
Excellent.
And they're kind of complaining about their ailments in their old days. And the first guy says, man, if I could just have a good steady number one again. I just want to have a good number one, a strong, not in like dribs and drabs, just a strong number one. Second guy's like, if I could just have a solid number two, a good solid number two, that's all I want. And the third guy's like, I can do a great number one. It's like the flowing rivers on Casperia Prime every morning at 7:30. It's like the Ganges herself. It's at 7:30 every morning. Just great, powerful streams. And then at 7:30 every morning, it's sorry. And then at like 7:35 gonna edit that in so I get this right. And then at 7:35 every morning, I have an incredible number two, like a volcano erupting on Galorndon Core. It's like solid and flowing. It's great. My number ones and twos are great. So the first guy says, then what's the problem? What are you complaining about? It's like, well, I don't get out of bed till 9:00. Terrible,
like
terrible
that.
Toilet humor. Terrible.
I thought it was going to be
what
I
makes
can
it
never
good.
find the bathroom anywhere joke. So yeah,
Right.
Nice. I like it.
It depends on the ship. On the D, it's just off the bridge.
Right.
The
head.
I gotta say, shout out to Galorndon Core, one
Yeah.
of my favorite planet
Oh,
names
That's
ever.
great. Galorndon Core. Yep.
It's the top 5 words in the history of Star Trek.
100%.
Absolutely.
Anything that ends in or, Terok Nor, Empok Nor, Galorndon Core, like it's always good.
Love it.
Under the cloak of
Under
war.
the cloak of yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jim. Cameron.
Yeah.
If folks want to find more of you, where can they go to?
Well, they can find me along with you over on Green Shirt and Newbies Trek Through the Next Generation, where we are about to finish up my first ever watch through of The Next Generation. We are halfway through season 7, and you better believe this was so much fun. I think we're going to do a top 13 collaborative draft of TNG episodes once we finish it up.
Ooh.
So tune in for that. We're also covering DS9 into season 2 on that with our DS9 Minute.
Excellent. Jess?
Top 13 with 5 hosts? What are you doing,
Oh,
man?
it's going to be total chaos.
That's brutal. You should allow callers. If you need more Open Pike Night in your ears, the easiest way to do that is to just go to openpike.com. It's got links to everything that you need from us. It's got links to our Patreon, links to our merch, links to our newsletter at openpike.substack.com. And of course, you can follow us on any social media that you can probably think of at OpenPike. They're not all equally monitored, but I will reply to you regardless of where you interact. And to that point, just heard from our good friend Kara over on Blue Sky recently. She was sharing our panel from Trek Long Island with all the Discovery actors. Implore you to go watch that. It was a ton of fun. It made me incredibly jealous, but it was still really good, even though I wasn't there.
All right, and it's been a long night, and the Open Pike Night crew has to go backstage and rank our favorite XLR cables. And if you've ever worked with audio, you know that that's a thing. So be sure to clean up after yourselves. Be sure to tip your servers. You can go anywhere you want, but you can't stay here.
Mine is Pig Hog. That's a real brand name.